He was the only one to do some all
Hey guys.
for like Thursday.
Hi, boys.
How we got through that?
Good, boy.
Austin, actually, that was one of the things right there.
Excuse me,
Shorted. Yeah, shorted. A lot of them. Anybody that ended up left in the basket.
Everyone got a copy of the agenda as well as the bylaws? Pretty much? All right. First thing I'd like to do is call the meeting, or call to order the meeting here of the New Hanover Disc Golf Club. This is our October monthly meeting. It's October 9th, 2013, 7 p.m. at 4922 Rye Lane. We don't really have any minutes from the last meeting, but I have notes that I took, and so I will quickly read those to you from our last meeting. I have a lot of paperwork, so you'll have to bear with me tonight. Quite a bit of paperwork. Okay. 9/3/13. Went to the club meeting, was officially voted in as president, brought up to speed on club business. There was some overall skepticism, but supportive vibes. Arrowhead is a concern, going to schedule a meeting with Andy from the Parks. And that's just a basic overview. I went over what I had proposed to the Parks as sort of a meeting agenda or a club agenda to kind of get us back on track. So I'm going to quickly go through that with you. And all these documents I'm planning on posting online, either through Google Documents or in some way for everyone to see what I've been doing. I've been keeping a log since all this started, so all this paperwork will be available for everyone. But what I talked to the guys at the meeting last time and the Parks was what I called the agenda for 2013-14. And real quickly, I broke it down into three separate approaches, or three-pronged approach. Number one is we would have some club reform. We'd get our bylaws together, get our ducks in a row, a mission statement, and so everybody's on the same page about what we need to be doing. And that's going to be a big part of what we do tonight. The second prong, if you will, of the plan was to do some course improvement out at Castlehane Park. Alternate tees and pins were in the specs originally, and I think we can continue on that road. I've spoken with Harold, our course designer, and he's interested in helping. And I think we need to re-energize the local scene out at Castlehane Park. I think we can add variety without ruining the course. Okay, I know that's a big concern for a lot of people, but if done correctly, alternate pads and pin placements will enhance the course and create a situation where we've got 50 courses in one, if you will. And of course, the third prong, if you will, was the actual execution of the mission statement, which we'll discuss tonight. We're pretty much doing everything, except there's two things we're a little short on. I think community awareness and charitable donations are two areas that we could step it up in. And those sorts of things will be covered later on. So anyway, that's what we talked about at the meeting. Scott was there. Scott, is there anything you want to add? Rudy was also there. I don't know if Rudy's here tonight or not. Keith can't make it. DG was there. I don't know if there's anything you want to add, DG. But that's pretty much what we talked about. Okay, so that covers what we did at the meeting. Now we get to our committee reports. And since I am the head of the executive committee, I'll go ahead and start off here. I met with the county. We'll refer back to my notes. I met with the county a couple times. But the first meeting that I had with them was actually a few days before our club meeting. 8/26/13. I'm sorry, 8/30/13. I met with Andy and Tara. I met them at 10 a.m. It went very well. Tara was a few minutes late, but I made an oral presentation to Andy for about 15 minutes. Just what I just read to you guys, the three-pronged approach, the agenda. Andy asked a lot of good questions. He had certain concerns. The background of what's been going on over the last year or so was covered. And Tara eventually came in. They asked some really good questions. They were taking notes. I could tell that they were prepared for the meeting. The answers that I gave them, they had positive reactions to. It sounded like, or my assessment is that they needed help understanding disc golf better and someone to help deal with day-to-day operations. And they asked me also to take a look at Arrowhead, to assess it at their request, which I did. Arrowhead. So at their behest, I went on out to Arrowhead. And I had played Arrowhead a few times before I got out there over the last year or so. And, you know, I think all of us share a little bit of a confusion about exactly what happened at Arrowhead. Yeah, there was definitely some drop balls along the way. I'm not sure what went on with the design of the installation, but I would simply ask each one of you to envision 72 players, maybe 100 people, spectators, a news crew, on that course in tournament conditions. The course is a little crowded. There's issues need to be taken care of, and they're primarily safety issues. Safety is a guiding principle in course design, and what I saw at Arrowhead was not conducive to safe play. If we're going to be bringing small children and families out there, we've got to make some corrections with pads and pins. So anyway, I spent the better part of a week at Arrowhead, mapping it, taking notes. I even came up with my own little rating system, which I will share with all of you online after I post it. I have it here with me if anyone wants to look at it tonight. But basically, I talked about things like tee box construction, erosion around the tee boxes, inaccurate signs, inaccurate distances on the signs, all things that can contribute to an unsafe situation. Blind tee shots, there's quite a few of them on the course. Deep rough, there's some holes that had deep rough and water issues. 18 was a deep rough and water problem combined. That's been corrected, thank goodness. There's some overlapping and crossing fairways. There's some dangerous greens. And a lot of transitions, there's not adequate hole separation. So all these little things go together to make a course that becomes unsafe and not conducive to tournament play, not conducive to what we want to do with that course. If you've got someone sitting on a tee pad waiting for 3 other people to putt out and another tee pad to throw before they throw, you've got a slow play situation. I think we can alleviate these, God willing. So anyway, that's basically what I told them, and I'll read you my recommendation here. I found 49 issues regarding safety on the Arrowhead course. Safety is a guiding principle in course design. Therefore, the layout of every course is driven to a large extent by safety considerations. At Arrowhead, each hole has specific issues which must be addressed. It is my opinion that these safety issues should be addressed first before any major rerouting of the course. Correctly adjusting tee pad and pin positions in accordance with the above criteria will solve the vast majority of the problems and create a much more enjoyable experience. So there it is. Obviously, this will be a big topic in the months to come. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it tonight, but if anyone has any specific questions, I'm here to answer. Okay? Okay.
You know I do.
Okay, go ahead, Wayne, ask questions.
Can we go ahead and plan the work days for Arrowhead? By the way, I am here to join tonight, and so is Max. And I also have 3 other club members. I have 5 of us that are ready to join tonight, and we want to become members. What we see is an opportunity here to bring everybody together.
I agree with you.
And work on this thing together.
Okay.
And in that vein, I would like to go ahead and start scheduling work days. I mean, we have a work day every month at the beach. I'm sure you have a work day every month. And let's go ahead and schedule a work day every month at Arrowhead. And let's all get out there and start fixing it. Just start. Let's get number 19 fixed first.
Yeah, well, there's definitely
let's go ahead and fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we fix it, we have to decide what's got to be done out there. We can't just go and bolster up all these tee pads if the tee pads are in the wrong place. Okay, so we can't just take off having work days until we fix the issues with the course. The pad and pin placements need to be adjusted on the vast majority of the holes.
I absolutely agree.
Okay, then great, then we're on the same page.
Absolutely agree.
Now,
But
So-
we don't want somebody to fall off that T-pad until that happens. It's not that big
No.
a deal to fix it and move it if we want to.
okay, you know what, that's a good point.
It's not
Well,
that
since
big
what
a
he's
deal.
saying, I mean, it seems like, you know, and again, I guess everybody's wanting to make some moves on Arrowhead, obviously. Maybe that should be something that we should make a little 4 or 5 man committee to immediately start addressing the issues that can be fixed, like the tee box at number
There's
9.
Terrible
Number 9 is going to
safety
be,
conditions that can
number
be
9 will
solved.
probably always be that way straight up that hill.
I agree, it probably
So
will.
that tee box could potentially be fixed.
And if
you
you
know.
go ahead and fix it now before somebody gets hurt on
Well,
it,
some, and
it'll
like
be
I
better.
said, but I mean, we don't want to wait until next month to start on these issues, so maybe we should make a little 3 to 5 man committee that can help make these decisions that say, you know, number 9 is going to stay number 9. Let's make a work day and fix that T-pad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah,
with you.
that's a
There's
really
some
good
severe safety issues that we can't
Yes.
address right now. There's a few that we actually won't be able to address until we move some pins.
Until we think about
More
pin
major
placement.
thing.
Now, I have drawn up all kinds of plans myself and mapped that property also, several plans.
Mhm.
And ran into roadblocks along the way. Found out that they changed the outline of the park.
Yes, yeah.
And went about it the hard way. And there, a lot of the safety issues will be addressed and fixed
Mhm.
when we do pin placement and all. We can figure that out.
Okay, we're good.
And this thing on 13, the situation on 13 where you go into the 14 T-pad, we have like the barrier that y'all put between 12 and 11, I mean 12 and 13 over on the castle. That's what we need there. There's just a double fence there. Gotta take care of that problem.
I'd say just move the pin.
I
You know, that's why we need to go ahead and
I
elect
tell
a
you what.
committee and we can,
Let's just,
Move the
we're
pin
gonna
to
get to
where?
that. We're gonna get to that, don't
Okay.
I'm glad you guys
Okay.
are full of,
All right.
I know that you're,
we got so much other stuff to take care of tonight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should
will
make some
say-
sort of committee that can meet next week, you know, versus waiting for
Yeah,
another month.
I will say
Good.
that I'm hearing what you're saying. We do need to solve some safety issues there.
Yeah.
We can't go too far, too fast with it. And hopefully no one will die between now and next month out there.
I hope not. At least break an ankle.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
So, boss, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the county's stance for us going forward with that?
They support us.
they've already
Okay.
approved plans to
Okay.
do.
Thank you.
And this is based on my meeting with them, as well as, you know, the safety concerns that I read out to you guys. I gave them this report and I went over it thoroughly with them.
Well, it should be noted right now that we'll never fix it all because we have to deal with what we have.
There's only so much
There's
safety.
only so much we can do with
There's
what
only
we
so
have.
much you can do on any golf course.
That's right.
It's possible for someone to get hurt on any golf course.
That's
However,
right. That's
if
right.
someone gets hit in the head on hole 14 because someone was making an ace run on 13, that's the designer's fault and therefore the county's fault and therefore open to litigation. End of story.
So we can put a fence up right there.
Yeah.
We can
That's
fix
one-
that.
that's
That
one
can
way to
easily
solve
be
it.
fixed, I believe. But
That's fine. We'll get in all that. Okay, now, next. Thank you, Wayne.
yes, you're welcome.
I got on here technology. Okay, so I think most of us are on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, it's going to be probably our primary mode of communication for the foreseeable future. Try to set up maybe a dummy account so that at least you can go on it once a day. I mean, if you're going to be an active member, participant in what's going on, you probably need to check it once a day. I check it at least a couple of times a day, just to make sure that, you know, if anything new comes along, that it can be taken care of and handled immediately. I definitely think that we need to get some sort of online calendar going. I've talked to a couple of people about this. I like the Google Calendar system. If anybody has any suggestions about that,
There's
Yes.
already one on there.
there's already one on what? On Facebook? There's a Facebook
On-
calendar?
NewHanoverDGC.com.
Yeah, the website, right? Yeah.
Is it automatically updated though? Across?
It's a Google document. You
It's a
have
Google
access
document?
to it. Yeah, I gave you the Google login. It's already there. It just says calendar right at the top of the website.
Okay, 'cause I'm
Click on
looking
it and
for-
there's all of our stuff.
Okay, I'm looking for something that a user can go on from their computer
It's a Google Doc.
and add. Okay, well, can somebody who has
If you feel like giving every member access to that calendar, they can go on there and they can make changes as they see fit, for sure.
Well, that's the details that we definitely have to work out, but I definitely want to get that situation rolling, because we do need to have our entire year kind of planned out for us in a sense, with our tournaments and our clinics and all those other things we want to do. So thank you, Dave, for that.
You're welcome.
I'm assuming I can probably also post documents on Google Documents. So we'll figure that out. All right, next, Facebook conduct. This is a kind of a big deal, and the reason why is because we are now global, and we've had a website for a while, and certainly that is a global thing. But the Facebook, we're becoming even more interconnected, and it's even more important that everybody understand its proper use. I think that as a club, we should be open to criticism. I don't have a problem with anyone coming on and saying, well, you know, y'all should have done that, or your payout, I disagree with that payout at that club, at that event, or whatever it was. We must accept praise as well as criticism. I mean, it's part of the deal. I don't think that the things that we do need to be defended either. I think that whenever we say we're going to do something and we vote on it, and someone comes out of left field and starts saying, well, why da-da-da-da-da-da, I don't think anyone necessarily needs to go on there and attack that person. If you want to go on and explain or debate them, that's fine. But let's keep it professional on there.
Be nice.
And let's take the high road. I think everybody has at one point or another, because I've done it, gone on to some forum somewhere and just flamed away. Because I know I've been angry about a lot of stuff in my life, and I've let it go on the internet. But we especially need to be careful on our Facebook page about that. It is extremely important. And of course, anybody who's an administrator, that's me and Chi and Dave and maybe a couple other people. If you see anything crazy like that, you know, try to call one of the other guys, bounce it off of him. If you need to pull it off the page, pull it off the page. But anyway, enough said on that. Okay. Now, I put in here legacy, and I just wanted to kind of clarify something, that the Castlehane course and the Arrowhead course are not our legacies. That's Harold Duvall's legacy, or Innova's legacy, if you wish. Our legacy is our club. The events we hold, the people who we are, what we do, and what we leave behind. So I want everyone to just kind of keep that in their head as we move forward here. And, okay, good for that. Budget report. Dave, do you have any numbers on what our banking box is? Do you have that by any chance?
Always, Bob.
Thanks,
Always.
I know you would, buddy. And I still need to get
Take
with you
pass one.
and get onto the bank account.
Or who's voicing that?
Yeah.
We had a busy month. We started out with $1,054.40. We deposited the cash box deposit, which was 4 months of cash for $592.
Yeah, I mean,
I spent $3.70 at Home Depot. That's for a vertical post. Ours was broken. That holds up our banner. So you take $592, you subtract $370, you add that to $1,054.40, you get $1,642.70.
All right. So we have $1,642.70 in our bank account. Do we know how much money we have in the box currently?
Should be $40.
Okay. All right, moving on to membership. I have $270 from new members over the last, we brought in about 13, I think, or 14 new members. I have their forms there in the kitchen. So that $270 also includes a couple discs that were purchased. So
You
a
got
couple
how many new members?
I believe it's 13.
So it's $260 at $20 per.
Well, we had some re-ups too. I've got it
Okay.
actually written down.
Cool.
Let me see here. Let me just read off the list quickly here. These are our new members Congratulations, guys. Troy West, Kyle Longworth, Jeff Erickson, Alan Erickson, Tony Williams, Heath Newton, Sean Gallion, Jeff Robertson, Brantley Bishop, Clay Hendren, Joey Downer, Travis Overman, and Dustin Gainey. So congratulations to all those people. Travis Overman and Dustin Gainey still need their bag tags. There was a little bag tag fiasco a couple weeks ago, but I've managed to get all the bag tags out except for 2 people who are down in Bowling Springs area. So I'll try to work with Rudy on getting that done over the next few days. Chad Hessenflow re-upped his membership and purchased a club disc. I sold it to him for $10. Jeff Erickson also purchased a club disc. He insisted on paying $20 for it. I don't see any problem with selling club discs if you're a member. If you're not a member, then you might as well just get your membership. But if you want an extra club disc to hang on the wall and one to throw, I don't see a problem with that. We'll have to work out the procedure and the numbers for that. If we want to sell it for 10, 12, 15, whatever. I'm sure in the future we will have more designs and better artwork and all that stuff.
What's our
It'll be more
cost
cooler.
of club disc?
For a full stamp disc, I'm assuming it's around $4.
The DX plastic, if you order over 200 disc, is $4.80 per disc.
It's a custom stamp disc. We pay $6.70 a unit.
Okay, because there's a fee
You
or
got
some
an
other
$80
stuff.
fee. Yeah.
Yeah,
And to get a,
$6.70. $10 is a fair price.
Right.
okay.
There's nothing wrong with $10.
$10 is fair price.
Depends on how many you order too. If you order 500,
Yeah.
you know.
We're not going to order 500.
So and I also re-upped for my $10. So that all of that should add up to I think $270. So communications committee. Well, we don't really have a communications committee at the moment. Jeff Erickson actually seems to have some really good ideas that might fall in line with that, but we can't go there right now. I'll just simply say that Cape Fear Games has offered us, allowed us to put up a flyer in his store to advertise our Facebook page, which I think is a great idea. He's really been a great supporter of ours, and we should take him up on that offer. We just need somebody to punch up a little flyer on their computer and throw some color in it, or even just text. It doesn't really matter. We may very well be getting a kiosk at Arrowhead, so that will be something that we'll need someone to kind of maintain that, perhaps. I got a call or an email from Andy Johnson at the Parks about an Eagle Scout who wants to do a project I suggested a kiosk. So we'll see how that goes. He seems to be into it. We're going to be doing a basket installation, a 3-basket installation at a workday coming up here at Holly Tree Elementary. I think that would be an excellent opportunity for somebody, it may end up being me, but somebody, to take some video of that and maybe even create a little 2-minute video of how to install a basket properly. Put it on our YouTube site and bring traffic in to see what good things we're doing here at the New Hanover Disc Golf Club. At the very least, someone with a smartphone should snap some pictures of the process. Okay?
Are you not going to be there, boss?
It's on my calendar to be there right now.
It's this Sunday.
I know. My brother just called me today, said he's coming into town this weekend.
Yeah, so we have a work day this Sunday at 11 a.m. at Holly Tree Elementary. We're going to be installing 3 collars for 3 new baskets out there, and we could use all the help we could get.
Yes.
So it's on the schedule.
I'll be there for
We'll
sure.
promote it on Facebook, and then
Yes.
this Sunday, 11 a.m.
Where's Holly Tree?
Holly Tree, I believe, is over behind the mall.
Okay.
Holly Tree Elementary is off Holly Tree Road, which is right by the Krispy Kreme off of College Road.
Okay, we will be covering that in a little bit. Thank you, Dave. So, here we go with a possible cool thing to do that would actually take very little effort. Let's see if anyone steps up and does it.
I just bought a new shovel.
Well, there you go. We're gonna
Brand
do
new.
Several types of
Now you get to
shovels.
work
Made in
with
the
it.
USA.
If anybody out there is artistically inclined, I'd like to see some submissions for some new artwork. I think it's a good idea to keep fresh artwork coming through the club because it creates a collectability, it creates value in our brand. So, if every year or two we can come up with something really cool and interesting, And even if we want to pay a little extra money and have the super high color artwork done, we should consider doing it at least once every couple years.
Talk to Hope, she's a very good artist.
She's already got some good stuff drawn
Yeah.
up.
She really does.
And
Where is Hope?
Jeff Erickson had a good idea for what I'm calling the scorecard hot dog initiative. And if you would, Jeff, take 1 minute and please explain that to us really quickly.
I was talking to the guy at the Monkey Junction pit stop, and they have hot dogs there all the time.
Yeah, they do.
And I thought that in order to
Pretty good too.
bring people into his place, you stop by, you pick up a scorecard, they date it, you stamp it, you go play your round at Arrowhead, and then you bring that scorecard back and they give you a free hot dog for everybody that's on the list. Because not only will you go in and you'll buy a Gatorade before your round, you go get a free hot dog and buy a Pepsi after your round.
Yeah.
So he's also into,
Mike is willing to do that.
huh?
You know what would be really cool?
Yeah,
Jeff?
Mike's,
He's willing to
he's
do
also
that?
willing
Really,
to.
really awesome. We have a scorecard that's made on our website.
Mhm.
So when you go to play Castle Lane, you can click scorecard, you can print it out. It has the par, the distances, all that.
Right.
We obviously need something like that for Arrowhead.
Right.
So it'd be great for Boz or whoever's technologically advanced enough to make a scorecard for Arrowhead. And maybe put his logo on it.
Yeah, I already looked online and talked to somebody I know who works for a printing shop.
Put his logo on it.
Well, the Monkey Junction guy, yeah, he also talked about putting some money up, so potentially giving him like a spot on the kiosk or
Absolutely.
the course
Darn right.
design when you walk up to #1 hole, and it says right there, Monkey Junction pit stop, stop by, get your scorecard. So that, you know, if you didn't do it the first time, when you walk up there, you'll see it and you say, oh man, what a good idea, I'll stop by there
Yeah.
next time I come to Arrowhead.
If you want to give some money for that, you
He's
know,
already willing to give some
we
money
could
up
take that
to
money and
sponsor that.
we could start the course improvements like Hole 9's T-pad. Take that money and roll it directly into
Yeah.
the materials for that.
Well, I've also got 3 other sponsors for tee holes out there already,
That's great.
so.
Good, hold on.
Great.
Good
All
idea.
right. Thank you, Jeff.
Mhm.
Moving along, maintenance committee. I have, kind of have Rudy in mind for the maintenance committee chairman. I don't know if he's gonna want to do it or not, but he's not here tonight, so I'll speak for him. Obviously, hole 15, we do need to do something about that. I don't know if it's repairable or not, but whatever we decide tonight or at the next meeting, or as soon as possible, either we or the county needs to reorder and install that collar ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Are we in agreement that that collar is unfixable?
I don't think it can be.
I don't think it can be
I think-
fixed. I would say unfixable.
Okay, well, I think I can fix it.
Yeah, I think you might.
If you
I-
think
I-
Well, no time and money.
No,
you
no,
can do
no,
anything.
I think I can take a torch out there, heat it up, and bend it back.
Well, if you got the.
But if you
I've got the torch, I've got everything I
If
need,
you-
but I wanna get the okay from the club,
If we fix
so if
it-
it does get ruined, I'm not responsible.
Does it make it that much easier to steal?
Yeah, is
Huh?
it gonna be weakened? Is it
No,
gonna be
no.
compromised?
No, it's not gonna be
Well, hold on,
compromised.
let me inject one thing into here also. I would like to get all of the pins, quote unquote, fixed. There's some that sit really low, there's some that sit too high, hole 8 sits too high for some reason, and the reason why is because of an inconsistent way in which some of them were done. Originally Harold wanted the blocks to be beneath the surface, and we tried that, it ended up getting flooded and full of mud.
Yeah,
I think we might want to think about bringing them up. We'll have to have a discussion about it, but bring them up to an appropriate height so it's not just such a pain in the you-know-what to change them. Okay, and once we get to where we can change them easily, the alternate pin positions that Harold's going to suggest to us are going to be infinitely more easy to deal with, and people will be excited about doing it. So that's got to kind of get into that conversation as well as exactly what we're going to do with these new pins. The bench on hole 8, I'm assuming that Rudy's dealing with that. Has Rudy finished that?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. So if you think you can repair it, when do you think you could do that?
I could do it, probably Sunday afternoon.
You gotta take it out of the ground, right?
No,
You shouldn't take it out of the ground?
I'll do it right where
Well,
it's
he's
at.
got a torch.
Yeah.
He's got right where
I'll
it is,
put the
bend it
torch on
back.
it.
Rainy season's
More
here,
power
we need to
to
move
you.
that thing back.
It's flooded right now.
Thing
Yeah,
is
it's,
crushed.
Does anybody know the status of the bench on hole 8? I know that
It
Rudy's supposed
it
to
was
be.
gone last Sunday.
Rudy is still working on it. Yeah. Or at last time I talked to Rudy, he was still working on it.
Alternate pads and pins at Castle Hayne. That's something that, once again, I'll reiterate, that was part of the original spec for the job. I requested it, that we have that sort of situation. We did design the course in mind with alternate pads and pins. We just never got around to it. So I have contacted Harold, and he said basically after all the stuff settles down with the NHDGC, then he will be happy to come down here and take a look at it. So we may be looking at a month or two. I don't know what his schedule is, but he has obliged us, so I will not complain.
No good.
And of course, I spoke earlier about the possible kiosk at Arrowhead. I have also talked to Rudy about this, to certainly oversee that it gets done correctly. Our original kiosk was put up by the county. The case was made by Russell. It's a great example of what we need at Arrowhead. If we could get something else like that, of course, there's no one here. Rudy's not here to deal with that. But right now, I'm going back and forth with the county and the Eagle Scout kid about getting that figured out. So, all right, on to turn. Yes, any
Can I ask
questions?
a question?
Sure.
As far as the kiosk goes, the mailbox that was put up for scorecards,
Yes.
can we take a rotation of people with computers and printers and whatnot to be responsible for keeping that stock scorecards?
I don't see any reason why we couldn't do
It's
that.
full of poopy bags now.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
We need poopy bags
if you got scorecards in there, because I've had a lot of people whenever I go out and play, they're from out of town, have you got a scorecard?
Yeah.
And I carry a few extra in my bag, give them scorecards, but it would be nice to say, yeah, they're right there.
I have no problem with that. We will try it, see what happens. We'll talk about it, debate it, and vote on it. And if the course ends up getting littered with scorecards, we'll reassess it. But it's a great idea.
I got a question, boss.
Yes.
Has the county said anything more about getting us a course map on the other side of the kiosk at Castle Hayne?
I did talk to Andy at the meeting about that, and I showed him a new map that I had done. It's perfectly accurate as I can get it on the shapes and the positions and stuff. And he said that they really weren't going to worry about doing anything like that until the road goes through, which we know is 6 to 12 months away. Before
They offered to do it, so now they're
No,
putting it
they
off.
will do it for us.
Right, just after
They're
the road.
not gonna- yeah,
Gotcha. Cool.
because it's going to be, I'm assuming, really nice. So they're not going to want to do it
Oh yeah,
twice.
exactly. Redo it after the road.
Yeah.
And is there any plan on the road? Have you got any new news?
6 to 12 months before they start construction is the timeline that was given to me just a few weeks ago by Andy Johnson. And I don't know how long construction would take, but I'm assuming it would take at least 3 to 6 months. They got to cut and then pave new
3 to 6
roads.
years.
So,
County time, that's
yeah.
I'll probably go with a year.
All right.
TBA.
On to the final, the tournament committee. We've got the azaleas coming up, so we're going to need to start thinking about sending in our azalea applications to the PDGA and picking our dates. That's always crucial. The sooner we do that, the more chance that we've got of getting what we want. And scheduling is everything. So that's kind of on my plate right now. We do have a monthly coming up. There has been talk about having a separate monthly at Arrowhead, which I think is a great idea. If we're going to be the first Saturday, then Arrowhead could be the third Saturday, or we'll have to, or Sunday. We need to look at a couple local. We don't want to step on Jacksonville. We don't want to step on Richlands. We don't want to step on.
Jacksonville and Richlands
Kinston.
alternate. They're the first Saturday.
They're when?
Jacksonville and Richland rotates. It's all off day, same club, first Saturday. I don't know that Kinston is any need of worrying about. It's just too far away, and I don't even know if they do a monthly, honestly.
Okay.
Jacksonville, so the Brunswick County would be the next one that I would worry about, and then obviously Curie Beach too.
Okay.
And I don't know, does Curie Beach have an actual monthly?
Second Sunday.
Second Sunday. Cool.
Yes, this Sunday.
Is there any plan for the Curie Beach guys to maybe offer Pro Division?
We haven't really.
Not really, because
We haven't
we don't have any
really
guys that
talked
really
about
want to play in it, you know? Like most of our other guys just play the open.
I'd like to play Pro.
Well, you got join the club and.
You have to be a
All
member.
right, yeah, well.
Do you have to be a member to play the monthly?
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Because I mean, you guys make a little bit of money on that, so the more people that come, the more money you guys make for
Yeah,
course
but we don't
improvements,
really
right?
usually make enough to offer cash payouts. We would
No, no,
charge
no,
more
it's-
for a pro division, of course.
That's
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah, we we pay.
If you got enough guys come even on weekly, you got enough guys show up. We play every Sunday.
Oh,
You guys
cool.
show up and bring some money. We'll make y'all a division. Ain't no
Sweet.
problem.
There we go. I like hearing that.
Might get a couple of us to join in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. I think, yeah, cool.
Thank you. That pretty much covers all the pertinent, I guess,
I'm at a club meeting right now.
business that we will kind of handle.